All right. All right. Hey, Shalom.
Con, Shalom.
Shalom. Hey, first and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahasham,
Bahashem, Yahweh
Shai,
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 Bahashem
Shai.
Rakakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to Joachim out there, who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And it's a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. I'm the brother Korah Abad. And as always, we got the beloved Taza as well. And the Wadi Howard Bashim Al Shai, as always, for blessing us with another opportunity to come forth and bring this news, to update on the news, to bring forth prophecy, and ultimately shed light on the Lord's word and how it's playing out in these end times. And so we got a few things here that we'll touch on. As you see from the title, it says Thursday Live in the News. There's a various topics. But before we hop into it, Advertiser Pop, you have anything? Yo, you got it.
Yeah, Con. The spirit just hit me during the intro. Let's kick it off with they were right. I don't care if you got to restart this live stream. Elder Yashawama put it up. Let's kick it off with that.
What's that?
It's a short video Elder Yashawama posted.
Okay,
Y'all were right.
I got you. I'm about to play it. I'm about to go to it.
Con,
I just seen it pop up on my phone too.
we're gonna kick it off right there.
All right, hold on. Here you go. Wait, what page is on?
Mm-hmm. If not, it's in the WhatsApp. I just posted it.
Okay, I got it. It's on a short. I was looking through the videos.
Yeah, it's a short. Right.
But a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil. Yeah, like John the Baptist.
You guys were right. God was right all along. You were right all along. Everyone else is wrong.
Right.
10 years ago, 15 years ago, gentleman standing on 34th Street, 7th Ave.
Yeah, that was us.
Predicted everything.
That was us.
Everything.
That's not leaders. Those are leaders.
And then now when I'm going around looking for y'all, I don't see y'all no more.
There's going to be a cry for wine in the streets. There's going to be a cry for wine in the streets.
And I'm like, holy shit. I would never guess. Like, and then this is the craziest part is that now I would like Jesus. I didn't look like that 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Well, where's you from, brother? I know it's not. His name is not Jesus, right?
I'm just not listening.
All right, so
check out the sign. You would be from the tribe of Asher. Colombians to Uruguayans.
Yeah.
Right? You're an Israelite.
Yeah.
Yes. It's confirmed because my last name is Ladino.
What is it?
It's Ladino.
What does that mean?
It's Spanish.
About that.
So it turns out, some girl told me also, because I didn't get it at first. I went to rabbis and I was like, is this true? Half of them said, fuck no.
They're not going to tell you the
And then half of them actually said, yeah.
They're not going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the point. You heard him mention the brother. He mentioned Isaiah 24. There'll be a crying for wine in the streets, and that's kind of the tone, the overall tone of the lesson. But the beauty of that is the apostles were no longer on 34th and 7th. He had been looking. And this is showing you how close we are. All right. And the Lord, the Spirit is obviously working with him to show him that, what the prophets had, what he heard, Isaiah 20, he heard a voice behind him. And I guess he stopped and listened. And the Lord showed him, he was attentive enough to see. All right. Now this bears witness and record to the work that the apostles, bishops, elders, and on down have tirelessly labored in. We're not out here for vainglory. We're not out here for notoriety, for fame, none of that shit. We fear Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. And me personally, I know what he wrote, what was said in this book is true. It had been past belief for me. I know it. And it's only a matter of time. And the Lord is steady, bringing his works to light. To boost faith, to show brothers this, this is my word. That's what I said in my word. He showed us countless times. So we at a point, things are about to come to fruition. And you had the benefit of mocking and scoffing the prophets, talking your shit to the prophets. But let's get into this news, Zach.
Okay, so the first thing is World War III news. Update on that, as we know, Israel will be the one to bring America into war. And as you know, Israel and the Palestinians, on the Gaza Strip has been going back and forth for the past couple of months. But now Benjamin Netanyahu, he's finally moving in. So it says from SHTFplan.com, put out August 21st. It says Israel has started its military operation to take over Gaza City. It says Israel has begun its offensive design to take over Gaza City. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has told the military to decrease the time to defeat Hamas after his plans for military control were approved. It says full military control of Gaza City was approved 2 weeks ago by Israel's security cabinet. This plan would use military force to hand complete control of Gaza over to Netanyahu. A military spokesperson announced that the first stages of the seizure has begun. Israeli Defense Forces spokesperson Brigadier General Efi Diffrin said on Wednesday that Israeli forces are already holding the outskirts of Gaza City and will deepen attacks on the Palestinian armed group in Hamas in a densely populated area. And it says, it goes into that. It says the IDF has announced that it will call up 60,000 troops in order to speed up the seizure of Gaza City. It is also expected to present a plan to Netanyahu today that will outline the capture of the city. Now, this is the thing I wanted to get, because it says previously Netanyahu has stated that he won't govern Gaza, just take it over. And the United States ruling class is also in support of the takeover, with Donald Trump saying he wouldn't rule out deploying American troops to fight for Israel. Trump would also be okay with the U.S. taking over Gaza and turn it into a Riviera of the Middle East. It says Trump did not rule out deploying U.S. troops to Gaza either. The warmongering is ratcheting up to a whole new level. If it's necessary, we'll do that, Trump said, of using the military to take control of the Gaza Strip. So in other words, eventually, as the prophecies say, America going to have to get joined in. And when America get joined in, that's going to lead to missiles being shot off, man. That's going to lead to breaking loose. You got it.
No, what war? Them people over there starving, hungry. What fucking war? And see, this is why it's no news coverage on this shit. And we talked about this, and I knew this was coming. We talked about it. It's been in the news cycle for months that they was going to go and take over Gaza. Who the fuck is fighting? Them people not eating. The the aid zone is in the hotbed of the where the war is, where they sending the aid is right in the midst of the battle, in the heat of the battle. And there's nowhere the people would have to walk for miles just to get there, and then dodge bullets if they was to get there. And I'm talking about in Gaza. In Gaza, them people is just civilians. They show you every other goddamn war. Why they ain't showing shit? But see, you go to Psalm 55 and verse 20, it says, he had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. They had a covenant in 1967. And ever since then, he's been encroaching on them people's land. I say them people, I don't know, it's a mixture. I don't know all, you know, the nationalities that's over there. You got Ishmael, you know, probably Elam, I don't know. But the people in Gaza, yeah, they've been violating the treaty ever since. And they shouldn't have been over there in the first goddamn place, except to fulfill prophecy to be in the fatness of the earth. And then ever since, and now they just want to completely take it. So, and I said this a month or so ago, pay attention, because that's the shit that's coming here. Yeah, you think it's an isolated incident? Oh, that's overseas. Well, you ain't got to worry about it. No, that's why you think Trump federalizing cities. That's a martial rule, martial law. That means they waging war on you. Why they seeing the military vehicles? It's war. Everywhere you look, it's fucking war. People out here acting like we got it fucking good. Like they had a luxury to talk this fucking shit that they talk. But this is Esau. Again, Psalm 55 and 20. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. Like, yeah, we're making war with you in Gaza. That whole Hamas, that's the Mossad asset. With Hassad, who them people? They spoke Hamas. Hamas is a Mossad asset. And this is how they roll. This is how they always roll. This is why they can't. How you the baddest military on earth? You can't deal with terrorists. Because they are the goddamn terrorists. They fund the goddamn terrorists. So he had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. He is a man of war. Revelation 6 and 4 prophesied of a red horse to come and take peace from the earth. Well, this is where we are. That red horse is this white man. His whole system, his structure. All right, you got it, Go ahead.
I got one real quick. Jeremiah 49 and 20. Therefore, hit a counsel of the
that's
Lord.
Why I was gonna hit that too. But for water, brother, that's the spirit.
Jeremiah 49 and 20 says, therefore, hit a counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom and his purposes, that he have purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. And it's going to prophecy against Esau. It says, surely the least of the flock and the least of the Edomites are the small hats. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. So the least of Esau, which is the small hats, go draw America into war with them, and we seen it play out. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Because as it's written, America will go get destroyed, and Israel will get destroyed right along with it. But even that, it says right here, put out a couple of days ago from Al Jazeera, just to show that, you know, they're not updating on this, but it says Israel has destroyed, just from a few days ago, Israel has destroyed more than 1,000 buildings in Gaza. So they already there. They already tearing the place down, but, you know, they're not updating on it on the news.
Con.
And it ain't like Gaza, like America, Times Square, where it just filled with buildings. So whatever they do, guy, I'm sure it's pretty much desolate almost. But that was it on that.
It's horrible. That's the border of wickedness. Yeah, you witnessing the border of wickedness. Now they in full-fledged. The horns are out, as Apostle Tahar, and I never forget that. He said that maybe over a decade ago, there's going to come a day this devil's going to show his horns. Right. I mean, the house precept, Revelation 12:12, he knoweth that he had but a short time. He's dealing with reckless abandon. He don't give a fuck about no collateral damage or none of that. He going for the gusto. This is his last hurrah. And you know the Most High coming for your ass, and you still got this little power, you flex. So this devil gonna flex, and guess what? Yahushua gonna flex harder. But you got it.
Done, that's it. So moving on, next thing in the news, just to show, you know, when at times of judgment and ultimately the love of many waxing cold. Now we ain't gonna read through all these. We'll just kind of skim through them. But this was put out August 22nd, End Time Headlines. It says multiple fatalities with up to 52 victims after tour bus overturns in upstate New York and eject passengers onto road. So we about to see even more of these type of events happen. You know, a lot of death. It's not random events, a coincidence. No, the Lord sending out judgment. And like you see right here, it says End Time Headlines. And it's just one of many situations like we're about to read right here. How people tired of life, you know, they threw the pressures on them. It says End Time Headlines put out August 26th. Mother posted on TikTok before killing husband, her 2 children, and then herself. And we'll read it real quick, but ultimately she was just tired that her husband had brain cancer. So she just said F everything. It says a mother posted on TikTok before killing her husband, 2 children, and herself. It says Emily Long, 34, shot Ryan Long, 48, and an 8-year-old son Parker and 6-year-old daughter Ryan before killing herself on August 18th. It says Ryan, the father, Long. It says Ryan Long died from multiple gunshots, and the 2 children died from a single gunshot. It says, according to WMUR, Emily Long posted about her husband's brain cancer diagnosis on TikTok, and she often discussed the stress and grief she and her family had struggled with since the diagnosis. And it also says that they found a newborn baby or infant in the house too. But I just want to get this because we see as many, you have children killing their parents, parents killing children. I watched a video the other day. It was 2 niggas. One cousin shot the other cousin in the head because they was arguing over the food stamp card. When it's time to people tired of stressing, so the next thing could be their last straw. Real quick, this Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, and iniquity is lawlessness. And we seeing more lawlessness increase. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And when you go into that word cold, it's cycle. So we see as times get harder, people don't have that same love no more. You know, people turn a cycle. It's going to begin to be every man for himself when we see the beginning of that. But that was it on that one, Advertiser Pop.
Con, you got it.
And there's this other one, and it's a spirit, because last week we spoke about mass shootings. How it's gonna be more mass shootings that's gonna come. And lo and behold, a couple of days later, it was a mass shooting. It says End Time Headlines update, August 27th, yesterday. Shooter guns down 14 children while they were praying during a mass killing. 8 and 10-year-olds, right? Now the thing is, it was this a transformer that did the shooting. This is the person right here, a transformer, right?
Mm-hmm.
A transformer opened fire on a Catholic church, and all these things been at Catholic church. I mean, at these churches, like the flood, the shooting, so on and so forth. You about to say something?
Yep. No, you got it. I was just saying, yep.
But even there's gonna be a lot more events, as we're gonna end it off with in a few, that the government and Trump gonna need to use as excuses to put more troops on the streets. It's gonna be more shootings, more death, more thugs, more crime, and therefore it's gonna be justified to put troops on the street, man.
But
and
look,
for example, like on his gun clip, he had stuff like this. It says "Kill Trump now," and he also had other things written on there against the government. So what Esau ultimately setting up? he's setting up this thing of domestic terror ISTs. He's setting the stage for him to put troops on the street and begin martial law, man. That's it. So it's gonna be fake events, and it might even be real events where people actually crash out.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, I don't know if people know they getting ready to crack down on all this LGBTQ. That's they getting ready to classify that as as it originally was. Man, what was it? Laquasha used to talk about this insanity.
Yeah.
They gonna go back to that class because just homosexuality in itself, it originally was deemed, you would be deemed insane. So, and where I'm going with this, you do that kind of stuff, you're already off in the mind. To be a transformer, you're already clearly a reprobate. But you can't do that and think you're going to retain normal body functions. And so, yeah, you do got all these potentially insane people out here, man. It's going to be Night of the Zombies out here real soon. It's already, man, America, man, is really wild. This place is wild. You got military patrolling the streets. People act like, we see this all the time. It's no big thing, by the way they act like, they ain't changed nothing about what they doing. Should be more people out at the camps. Should be more views on brothers' videos. Cause that's like the dude said. Y'all were right. Everybody should see it right now. And I was watching Lynette Zane, and she said, she one of the financial analysis that I watched, and she's been doing it for years. But she said, yeah, right now it should be evident to everybody that, financially we're going into a new system. And she said something else, damn it, and I meant to, but basically she was saying that it's evident right now. And how does all this play out, man? Financial troubles, medical troubles. It plays out like you going into crash outs, Night of the Living Dead, the day of the bug outs. Yeah, brother, we pretty much here. We are pretty much here, man. And people losing it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is Isaiah 24. All right. And I'm gonna start at verse 7. And it says, the new wine mourneth, divine languisheth, all the merry hearted do sigh. The mirth of the tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion, all right, Babylon, America, is broken down, all right, financially. The government is, ain't no more government. That all that shit is done. I said that some weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, that yeah, they don't need Congress and shit no more. The corporations are taking over. And this board, private board meetings and all of that to dictate what's gonna happen to you and your family. And how much coin you could have and what you can eat for that month. Ain't no more Congress and voting. Why? Vote for what? Y'all giving them complete control. Complete control with no resistance because you zombies. You're waiting for your next meal to eat. And you go to work so you can eat. Oh, I got to eat. That's a miserable existence. You just live to eat. But we grow up hearing this, hearing these sayings. You don't work, you don't eat. Well, that's scripture. But Paul was talking about spiritual work. But yeah, this is our people, man. And they just as what's that? It's in the Apocrypha in Second Ezra, but the Lord say, my people are led as a flock to the slaughter. And this is what we are. People just, again, no resistance, don't even know. There's a slaughterhouse right there. And that's the MOTB. All the rest of these prophecies unfolding, well, like in DC. Now you're gonna go into, how Trump is expanding that. We already knew that. But they had to normalize it first. Had to get everybody, just like I said, oh, it's no big thing. Now in DC, yeah, they was, they were shaking up, but that's what I was saying last week. They kind of isolate the news. We don't get full spectrum news in America. Because they don't want you to know what's going on. They rolling on us. This is war. You cut communication in war. And so you don't get alarmed. They don't completely cut it. They just give you false information. Or bullshit like that article on Gaza. Who is fighting in Gaza? But you got it out.
Come, and we can finish off with this one. So this from End Time Headlines, put out August 23rd.
I'm sorry, I got to finish this. I didn't finish this script. Sorry, Salakia. Now this is back in when I live. Verse 9. All right, they shall not drink wine. This is Isaiah 24:9. No, verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And then this is where we are. This is that city of confusion. People are not drinking wine with the song. The tabrets are ceasing. That means all the celebrations. And, oh, come over, we're going to have a backyard barbecue, all that shit. That meat too high, ain't it? Them charcoal's expensive, huh? In that wood. Yeah, it ain't like it used to be. You used to get a pack of chicken by $3-4, and you get a whole mess of chicken. Shit, you don't even know what you eating. You buy a chicken now, you don't even know what the hell that is.
Right.
But yeah, the mirth of the land is gone. Yahweh, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. You got it,
Come. So end time headlines put out August 23rd. It says Trump mobilizes 1,700, which they just giving a number. I'm sure it's way more than that, but it says Trump mobilizes 1,700 National Guard across 19 states amid immigration and crime crackdown. It says up to 1,700 National Guardsmen are set to mobilize in 19 states in the coming weeks to assist the Department of Homeland Security with President Donald Trump's nationwide crackdown on illegal immigration and crime. It says documents obtained by Fox News show planning for activations in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, and New Mexico, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming, with status effective from August through mid-November. And Texas is projected to host the most significant guard presence. It says, so look out for, you start to see more National Guard. So again, like Elder said, so it'll be normalized and they will gradually bring in more and more. Then an event gonna happen and now they already here.
And then you ball. You the frog in the pot that got ball.
Right.
But yeah, hey, that's Monday. August is Monday. So see, we ain't talking no way down the line. They talking about this August. I mean, well, it's already, I'm thinking September. So they supposed to start.
Shit, they already started.
So it's already started. So damn.
So
they even ahead of me. So they really, already going.
So like it's a crime, but really what they're saying is at the same time they send them to DC, they really send them to everywhere else too.
I mean, yeah, they just didn't want to say it. But I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. But yeah, you got it out.
Yeah, I'll finish it up. It says the National Guard soldiers being mobilized will effectively serve as a support pillar to a sweeping federal interagency effort, while also serving as visible deterrent force. It says the service members supporting ICE will be performing case management, transportation, logistical support, and clerical functions associated with the processing of illegal immigrants at facilities. What facilities? These concentration camps eventually. It says the in and out process may include, check this out, the in and out process may include personal data collection, fingerprinting, DNA swabbing, and photographing of personnel in ICE custody. And we know to make the process easier, let's just go digital. And it says on Friday, Trump said, I think Chicago will be our next. And then we'll help with New York. So they moving, man. They ain't playing. Well, really the Lord ain't playing because about that time. And I'll get a real quick one. And that's it. The second Ezra 15 and 14, it says, woe to them that dwell in the world. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men. So when people start rioting and uprising against the government, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings. Nobody go care about Trump no more, nor a princess. In the course of their actions, so for the citizens, right? In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Eventually the people will get tired of it and it's going to be too much for the government. And that's why we see troops being sent in. Because once it's too much for the local police, you know, your neighbor, you know, who go to work every year, a cop. It's gonna be too much for them type of everyday citizens. That's why they got the troops. And when them troops get here, verse 17, and a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Checkpoints, troops. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Yeah, people gonna lose it. All right. As the young priest said, crash out. That's the new term today. People gonna crash out. Because hunger is a great motivator. You know? Hunger motivates you to do some shit you thought you'd never do, such as cannibalism. That's coming. The night of the zombies. But yeah, you had something out?
That was pretty much it. I knew we were short on time. I see the elder Hawad and the elder Ayasha Moth in Mississippi was, they was put some good precepts. And Shalom to all Akim Akwath.
Yeah, let's read some of them precepts. All right?
Yeah, but
Shalom.
Can I get this? Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry.
Yeah, the vision is yelling through a megaphone right now. And people still asleep. But yeah, you got it.
Yep, I get about two more. Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when it's coming to pass, lo, it will come. Like the video we started with, y'all was right the whole time. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. That's it. And I get this one. The elder Yashamav, GMS Kingdom Minded, Zephaniah 3 and 5. For the just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doeth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. And that's one thing we see. Every morning the Lord bringing judgment. So that's why Ephesians 5 to stay circumspect. Because as it say, the days are evil. So we can't be like the unwise people in the world. But that's all I have, Zaquan. You could take us out, if you want it.
Yeah, it seems like I had something on it. It was something. Soon as we close, I'm gonna think of it. But yeah, oh well. Well, with that, we pray that you all were edified, and we we had a short one today, but that don't mean that it's not a lot that's going on. All right, some of the times it's just that some in the news cycle it's not much reported. All right, but yes, it's much going on. They gonna hit it all at once, the economy, and then they gonna come in with the that's what I wanted to say. They gonna come in with that federalization and the National Guard and all that. But the dude from We Are Change, he had a show on today, and he was saying that Alex Jones reported that Trump, his Department of Justice, is getting ready to make some big arrests, and that's why the troops are in D.C. Now Alex usually has some good intel, but I don't. Trump said what he was gonna do, and that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna round you niggas up. Now, can that serve? The National Guard serve multiple purposes. Yeah. And like I said, they also could be there to get ahead of this financial collapse. Because as the brother just read, when people ain't eating, they, logic goes out the window. So, yeah, it's official, man. It's martial law. nationwide. It's official, and people still talking about, you know, living a normal life. Well, this ain't normal. Ain't nothing about this normal. But anyway, you know, just know that, yeah, hey, what is Amos 8 and 11? It's right around the corner. When they really crack down with this federalization, you know, hey, what you expect a brother to do? We got to be wise as serpents, just like everybody else. Well, we commanded to. We have to move wise and not as fools. But yeah, so with that, we pray that you all were edified, and the water to y'all for the precepts, man, the beautiful precepts, and the water for tuning in and joining us, building in this lesson with us. You know, we're grateful for all y'all, you know, the brethren, the brotherhood. Much love to you all. And before we get out of here, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory again unto Yahweh, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings unto the 144,000 and the elect scattered around the globe. So to the next one, y'all stay up. Much love. Shalom.
Shalom.